Does it work?
You were live for like 15 seconds.
No, I'm live right now. I'm talking about the one now. Not the one with 15 seconds. Get the fuck out of here. I see it. I'm live.
Okay. Check. Oh yeah, you're live.
Yeah. Okay. Hi. Do you want to say hi, Mateo?
Hello.
Oh, okay. So, we're gonna do some quests. A lot of quests. Isn't that right, Mateo?
Yeah. Hey, I just need to tell you, you have your microphone as your voice chat microphone, like your voice mod.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, you do.
How do I fix that?
You have to go into OBS, then go to settings, then go into, I think...
Wouldn't that stop the stream?
No, it wouldn't stop the stream. You just go to audio, and then you change your mic audio.
It's gonna show all that. Where is this? You said audio.
Yeah, go to settings. You remember settings?
Yeah, I'm in settings.
Then go to audio.
Yeah, I'm there.
Then go to mic. It should be right there. It's global audio devices, and then the first one that says mic audio.
Mic audio?
What is up with yours?
What do you mean?
The one that, okay.
It's on a delay, babe.
It's delayed.
Okay, there we go. I really wish that OBS would just let it be on the Genshin screen. Does it work now?
Children, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking for you.
Oh, what is it, Granny?
I don't know why I went to the voice changer thing when I literally didn't attach it at all.
No, because it was on default settings. So whenever you install voice mod, it's going to select that as your default microphone.
That's weird.
It is weird.
Oh,
but
no.
You have to change it.
You've done so much
Huh?
for Liyue Harbor already.
You have to change your...
I could hardly ask for
I
more.
can't hear you.
I said you have to change it in your Windows settings, but you can do that after stream.
Yeah.
In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't decline this gift. I
Hey, Mateo.
simply won't allow it.
Yeah.
You want to go around and like make an announcement of my stream in some of my servers, like my main server, and then also put in self promo of some other things.
When you traversed my old teapot in search of
And
the
put it as
cleansing
an
bell,
announcement in
I
yours
heard
if you
your
want.
little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do. Especially since I imagine you still have a very long journey ahead of you. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy.
What's subspace creation?
Oh, did my friends never mention that to you?
I'm playing the
Well
game.
then, It is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
A trinket. Nice.
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just child's play, huh?
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the other hand, moved mountains and seas. That is what one might call an exercise of true power. But that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
Missing materials?
That's
Oh boy.
right. Finding stuff's what we're good at, after all.
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and thither. I have already found a fleet-footed youngster to prepare what I need. What's more, I doubt that you would know how to find the materials I am searching for. Some of them are very rare indeed these days.
And what are those, if I might ask?
Well, for starters, I require some shimmer soil from the banks of
Ultra.
Pt.1 Marsh.
I
Back
see
in the
Ultra in
day,
the chat.
It could only be found where the glazed lilies thrived most profusely. You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies, and if you were lucky enough, you just might find a small patch of shimmer soil there. But almost no one has been able to find shimmer soil in this manner since
Shimmer
Pt.1
soil
Marsh
sounds
came to
like
be the way
something
it is
majestic.
today.
A lot of things in this game sound majestic, don't you think?
Even more difficult to find is Smaragdus jadeite, which must be chiseled from the rock of the chasm. Or so it used to be. Ever since the Blackcliff Forge opened for business, they've slowly but surely stripped the mines
Haptic's
all
in
but
the chat too.
completely
Hi,
bare
Haptic.
of it. In any case, Smaragdus jadeite is an Adepti treasure, and the Adeptal power within is not something that most humans can withstand. Extended contact with it is, in fact, harmful to humans.
Harmful to humans?
Goodness
Why?
knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Who's this child you speak of?
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person
Paimon just
who
calls her
has
Granny. She doesn't even say her
an
name.
Adeptus too, right?
Paimon.
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say?
Okay, have fun.
A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of mundane mortal life, after all.
I'm back, Granny.
Who is that?
I don't believe we've met.
Ah, allow me to do the honors. This child here is Yen Fei. She's the one helping run some errands for me. Yen Fei, I believe you've already heard of the Traveler and her traveling companion.
Of course, who hasn't?
I haven't seen this lady before.
Lilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect
Matea.
following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her associates, and subsequently being cleared of any and all suspicion by the Chiseng. What a shame.
A shame.
A shame that we didn't meet sooner.
Oh, her eyes are a nice pretty color. That's awesome.
If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you.
Great face, Mateo. I love it.
Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me.
So you deal with legal stuff. Okay.
Oh, yes. Here's my business card. You'll find it has
I
my
would be
contact
concerned if
details
you dealt
and
with
office
illegal
address.
stuff.
Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
Well, that's convenient.
All right, Yenfei, all right. Let's get to the business at hand. I do not think these two are in any dire need of legal assistance at the moment. You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always been like this. Ever the talkative one when it comes to her own affairs.
Are you really an Adeptus?
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom.
Oh, that's cute.
They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
So they went to go get the milk is what you're telling me.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
Well, my dad did say that he'd talked it through with Rex Lapis, and that he was fine with it. Even contributed towards the wedding gift, apparently. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all.
Is that so? But Smaragdus Jadeite is really rather essential.
Mateo, are you gonna talk or just sit there and say hi?
Yenfei, are you
Yeah,
sure
but you
can't
haven't in a
find
while.
some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know.
So what do
Granny,
you
you've
think
told
of
me
this story
1,000
so
times
far,
already.
Mateo?
Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement.
Do you not understand what they're saying?
I have schizophrenia, so no.
Schizophrenia is not that.
I had dementia, so no.
That is forgetting things, I think.
I forgot everything that they said.
Oh, damn. Imagine.
Hold on a moment. Let me
What
have
is
a look.
that? Where did she pop that from? Where did that come from?
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
It just spawned out of nowhere.
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him.
How do you say that? Shnenznaya? Okay.
Krusel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya.
She keeps saying that word, and I'm like, I'm never going to be able to pronounce that correctly. Sneznaya. No.
So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragdus Jadeite, or might have an idea of where we can find some.
Well, we're coming with you, lady.
Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
You mean placing Paimon in legal jeopardy? Because we all know she's just emergency food.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. That's a first for sure.
Yup.
Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
You say be careful, yeah. We're literally the honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius. And we just kicked butt with that serpent. Like... Talk to... Who is that? That name? Should I fly down there? Mateo, should I fly down there? I guess that's a yes. I believe I can fly. Hey, don't copyright me.
Copyright you mean?
Hello, Mr. Crossell. How's business
Copyright.
been?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei. What brings you here today?
Damn, why is this stream so laggy? I'm like watching my stream at the same time and it's lagging more than I actually am.
Well, because
You're too kind. I was
No,
simply
like
doing
my
my
game
job.
isn't lagging,
Now,
but the
I
stream is
believe that the
making
last
it
time we
look
met,
like it is.
You mentioned that you were looking to source some Smaragdus jadeite to make hairpins. Have there been any further developments on this front?
No, they'll be fine.
Well, yes, as a matter of fact, in the end I did acquire a small piece of Smaragdus jadeite and had it fashioned into a pair of hairpins.
A pair of hairpins.
Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins? I must apologize, I've already rented them out to a lady named Zhi Qiao. If you'd like
What
to
is that
inspect them,
name?
You may have to wait quite some time.
I swear most of these characters I can't pronounce their names right.
Wait, isn't Smaragdus jadeite really rare? Aren't you worried about the hairpins getting damaged or lost while they're being rented out?
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhi Qiao before renting them to her. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Zhi Qiao in the event that it is shown to be a fake.
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false. Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Okay.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an original copy of the contract.
Okay.
In that case, might you know where Miss Zhi Qiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit and have a look at the hairpins.
So we're supposed to visit this lady and look at the hairpins that are made out of jadeite.
Oh,
Why?
of course. She wrote her address down when we signed our contract. Here, I'll mark it on your map for you.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
So it's up here. It's back here, I'm guessing. Oh, she's up there. How do I get up there? I was thinking I could just jump up there. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Jump up there like that.
Oh, whatever shall I do?
Excuse me, miss.
Yes, it's me.
Okay.
Is there something I can help you with?
Yes, can we look at your hairpins?
How do you do, Miss Zhi Qiao? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins. I can't lend them to you right now. I've lost them.
She lost them?
I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet.
I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value, there's no way I could come up with that amount of money on such short notice.
Why did you need them in the first place then, lady?
My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them.
Okay.
A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices. That's what the hairpins were for, well, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me.
That's sad. I doubt they would look down on you. Don't let them do that to you. Think positively, woman.
But now that I've lost the hairpins, what will I do?
I don't know. You probably shouldn't have lost those hairpins.
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja vu?
Maybe because this is the part where we say we can help.
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Miss Chow, would you let me have a look at the rental contract you signed?
Huh? Well, I mean, sure, I have it right here. Here you are.
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Juqiao somehow.
That would be a little unfair to the guy before.
True. Though surely there must be a win-win solution.
Maybe. Who knows? There might be, Paimon, but... Paimon, you say smart things sometimes and then sometimes you don't. And that's when I call you emergency food, but in this situation, you might not be emergency food.
Right. I finished
You
reading
might
the
live
contract.
for now.
The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate that you must pay Mr. Crossell the original value of the hairpins as compensation for the loss. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account.
Okay.
And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
Okay.
Even higher.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Juqiao looks like she's about to faint.
Miss Rabbit has fainted. Miss Rabbit has fainted again. That's what I thought of when they said she looked like she's about to faint.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able to find out if the jadeite is genuine or not?
We gotta find them.
Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hairpins.
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
Seems right.
Please. Please, don't trouble yourselves over this. The fact is, I lost the item and I should pay compensation per the contract.
It's a huge sum of money, though.
However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our contracts.
Then why did you make the contract?
Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossell in the dark any longer. I'll go and inform him of the issue and then negotiate the amount of compensation.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. But before that, I have some questions about the hairpins. So hold on a moment, Miss Chow. When you first touched the hairpins, what did you feel?
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were perfectly smooth to the touch, like the finest quality jade. My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I am quite certain of my judgment in this matter.
Smooth to the touch. Finest quality jade. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things. Let's head over to Mr. Crossell's.
Oh, we gotta go back to that guy. That's great. Well, he's just down here anyways. closer.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, I see. How are the hairpins? I trust you're quite satisfied with them?
About that.
You lost them? Are you serious? Do you have any idea how expensive they were?
Why are you being so mean?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly I am. I'll pay the compensation as per our contract. Every last mora.
Mora? Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that Smaragdus jadeite? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes, and if I may just confirm again, it was in fact genuine Smaragdus jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course. Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
All right, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossell.
Thank you very much. How could she lose my hairpins? She'd better pay every last mora that they're worth.
Damn. Leave her alone. She already said sorry.
Looks like I'll have to find some way to raise that money.
Please wait, Mr. Chow. I have something to discuss with you.
I'm guessing that Yanfei is figuring out that it's not pure jadeite.
It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.
Okay. Guess we're going all the way over here.
Miss Yanfei, what is this about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
No. What I wanted to talk about is, there is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus jadeite after all.
Not Smaragdus jadeite, really? I never would have guessed.
Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found them?
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy.
Okay.
If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt perfectly fine the whole time. Not even the slightest bit unwell. I didn't feel anything special at all, in fact.
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossell's vicinity. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty scam right to his face!
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he
Look
would
at
admit to it.
Paimon's angry face. She may be a
Eventually, he'll
tiny
find
human.
some argument to compel us to leave.
She may be a tiny human, but look at that angry face, Mateo. That's just great.
She pissed.
She is pissed. She's like, this man's a con artist.
And then he'd throw the Smaragdus jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience talking.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately, I have far more elegant solutions at my disposal. I'll share them with you in due course.
Well then, since you're so experienced in dealing with problems like this, perhaps you could help me, Miss Yunfei.
Oh, that won't be a problem. But first, Mr. Chow, could I ask you to please sign this contract?
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep track.
If I had one Mora for every time I heard the word contract, I would be rich.
It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else we know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to now has just been pro bono advice. But for me to investigate any further, I require a written contract.
She kind of sounds like Zhongli whenever she talks about contracts, because Zhongli, the Geo Archon, he always did contracts for 3,700 years, but then he just recently stopped doing contracts.
Any work commissioned but not bound by a contract cannot be relied upon.
I understand. Then I will be glad to place this matter into your capable hands if you will take it, Miss Yunfei.
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and then sign on this page as well. And I'll also
Look at Paimon, so
pages 5,
confused.
7, and on the very last page.
She's
Finally,
looking
just
back
use
and
the
forth
same
like,
password
help.
and
Look at her. She's like, help, what's going on?
This contract has so many pages. Paimon's all out of brain juice again.
You had brain juice this entire time? I couldn't notice.
Alright, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy.
Need me to do anything? Because I'm just sitting here.
Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve, once we've got some things squared away. I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which case, hopefully this should be quite the experience.
Oh, I'm just chilling.
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geo-energy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, in fact, secured some.
My main is probably like Kaya. I use Kaya a lot.
Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter, but either way, it's a lead. As long as we follow
I try to
who
use
knows?
as many characters
We might
as I
just be able
can,
to
but
get our hands on
I
some
always find
Smaragdus
Kaya
Jadeite.
always on my team, just always there.
Also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it.
Also,
Then again,
thank you for the
let's
sub.
not dwell on this. Let's go to... Where can we find someone who processes ore?
Someone who processes ore?
Ha! I've got it!
Isn't that the
Let's
blacksmith?
pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional when it comes to working with stone and ore.
Ah, okay.
If Mr. Crossel had his ore worked on at all, Chateau would undoubtedly have been his first choice.
Oh, it's that guy. I remember talking to him before. Okay. Now I know exactly who you're talking about. He is a good character. I
Why,
also
hello there,
just
honored
unlocked
customers.
his new
Welcome
outfit
to-
for the
Oh,
new update.
It's you, Miss Yanfei. Is something the matter? Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnine merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore processing services recently by any chance?
A Snezhnayan merchant named Crossel, you say?
His name is Krosel? Okay. I was wondering how you had to say his name, because some of these names, I look
do
at them and I'm
remember
like,
that.
how do you say
He
this?
brought me a piece of ore, claiming that it was Smaragdus Jadeite. That was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus Jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study myself later. They're right over there, in fact.
It's glowing green and yellow.
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
Holy. Okay. Observe that.
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings.
Nephrite? So it's not the right one. It's not jadeite.
Yes. It's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
Oh, so
Thin
it
layer of
is.
separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining
But
these
it is
shavings
still
for
a little
traces
bit
of
different.
elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give elemental sight a shot. So, did you find anything?
Not a trace of elemental energy.
So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards? That's pretty awesome.
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time.
Why couldn't the guy tell them apart?
These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the market price.
This lady is smart.
And, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
Alright, let's focus up. We're going off on a tangent.
But, never mind, Shirto. Why would Mr. Crossell...
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them. Let's take some of these shavings back to Chateau.
Okay. Not them having me walk back and forth when he's literally right here. Bruh.
Miss Yenfei? Might I be so bold as to inquire,
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossell did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus Jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here. It says quite clearly, 1 chunk Smaragdus Jadeite, uncut.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But might I ask why you need them?
Oh, I have my reasons. Ah, yes. Please sign here on this affidavit. This document shall serve as signed proof that these stone shavings originated from the, ore that Mr. Crossell brought to your store. Please read it carefully.
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yenfei, but might I know the nature of the incident on this occasion?
Why are you so in my business? This guy needs to mind his own business. He's like, but I still want to know what's going on. And why?
I wouldn't say there's been an incident, just a minor issue. Thank you, sir. I'll take these with me.
With this hard evidence to back us up, Crossell won't dare try to deny what he did.
On the contrary, this is far from sufficient to build a case. We need to find something a little more compelling. If you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think.
Again, her popping this book out of nowhere.
Jewelry.
She just randomly spawns book. She's
No.
like, I don't even know where she gets that
She
from.
often helps people to find a jewelsmith. Let's go pay her a visit.
Okay.
Well, that was quick. How come you know so many people?
It's
Because lots of people come to me for legal advice every day.
yeah, she deals with legal stuff, so she is always talking to everybody.
As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. And contracts, well, I should say laws, are very important to us.
Makes sense.
But the amendments made by the Pt.1 to our laws are unnecessarily complicated. How can I put this? It just seems like they're hard to understand and impossible to finish. As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service indeed.
So
It looks
you
like she
have to
has
make
scales
sense
on
of
her
the law.
hands.
But didn't you say that it's hard to understand and impossible to finish?
Yes, well, that's
Did
no
Paimon
obstacle,
really
because
just try to
I've
do an
memorized all the
impersonation of
legal
her voice?
codices.
Paimon needs to know her place. She's just emergency food.
You memorized them?
You sound surprised. Knowing the law inside out is a legal advisor's bread and butter, you know?
Okay.
Oh, this has nothing to do with being an adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then. Let's go look for Singsi.
Where's that? Oh, that's over there. I don't need to teleport to that one. I just need to go this way. We're going on a journey to talk to this woman. Oh, she's the jewelry person. Oh, yeah, I remember talking to her many times.
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you. Has something happened? Did the client from last time...
Hi, Sor.
Have no further trouble from then on? Yes, of course. I'm just here to ask you a few questions. Has a merchant by the name of Crossel asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Krosel? Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? Yeah, he came to me with a chunk of something he called Smaragdus Jadeite.
Yeah, he was lying about that.
The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. Eventually, I found an older jewelsmith who made them exactly according to his specifications. This order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently, which is why I remember it so well.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found here.
Miss Singsi, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossel commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called Smaragdus Jadeite?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Mr. Krosel wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I filed it on his behalf. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself, the item is called Smaragdus Jadeite Twin Phoenix Pins. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as Smaragdus Jadeite. The document even has the official seal of the ministry on it.
Thank you, Singsi. Now, could you let me borrow this document?
Sure, it isn't serving much purpose here anyway. I take it
Nah,
then
she
that
just
there's been
gave
some
us a
trouble?
document.
Nothing you need to worry about, just a minor issue. I'll return your document as soon as I'm done with it. Thanks again.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone or something is in trouble?
Must be the nature of legal consultancy.
I believe we have almost all the evidence we need. We just need to make one last trip. Let's go to Boo Boo Pharmacy to speak with Dr. Baiju.
Baiju.
The
I
weirdo
remember
with
him.
the snake around his neck? What do you want to speak to him for?
Because only he can provide an authoritative
love how
statement
the pharmacy
confirming
is
that
called
Smaragdus
Boo Boo.
Jadeite is harmful to the human body. Once we have this final piece of evidence in our hands, we can wrap this case up.
Alright. Time to go to Boo Boo Pharmacy. What is that? Those are the document stuff, and this is the fragment that we got. Okay. Fishy, leave my Genshin Impact alone. And I know it's you. I remember that's what your account was. Oh, smells like fishy. I mean, that's his name.
My. To what do I
That
owe
is his
pleasure?
name.
Though I'm afraid that if you're looking for our little Chi-Chi, she's out gathering herbs.
You have a zombie gathering herbs. Hey, fishy, back off. That's my man.
And if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well? Now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I inquire? Some charlatans peddling ineffectual medicines again, no doubt?
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus Jadeite.
Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 Mountain Treatises. The 7 Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster
Mateo, I give you
to any
permission
mere
to
mortals who
strike him
touch it.
down. Strike him down.
It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario,
Not
they'll
fishy
suffer
speaking
great
a different
changes in
language.
personality, and their illness will only ever get worse. Anyway, I'm sure you didn't come all this way just to chit-chat. Knowing you, Yenfei, and given the specific nature of your question, I suppose that you're about to ask me to write an official affidavit attesting to the pharmaceutical peculiarities of Smaragdus Jadeite?
That is indeed the case. If you would be so kind, Dr. Baiju.
No trouble at all. It's just a single document, won't take me a moment. I would mention, though, that you are not the only one who's developed a curiosity for Smaragdus Jadeite recently. A Snezhnayan merchant came to ask me about it not long ago. But after I gave him my reply, his expression shifted to one of remarkable disappointment.
Oh, damn.
I wonder, Miss Yenfei, if your pressing business might be related to the Snezhnayan merchant?
I like his ponytail. Look at that. That's so, like, detailed. I like it. These people.
Ah, you needn't concern yourself about that, Dr. Baiju. Thank you for penning us that document. I'll make sure to compensate you in due course.
You're too kind. Take care now.
His butt. Fishy. Oh, is that why you're muted, Mateo? Is because of your dogs?
That Baiju guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Yeah, fishing for you,
Dr.
you
Baiju's
emergency
always
food.
been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossell.
I need Mr. Crossell. He really said my dogs are out. Fishy, put your feet away. Nobody wants to see those biters.
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position to assess the compensation due.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide a final figure for the amount payable.
Oh my god, Fishy, so did I.
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors, Miss Yanfei?
I did the same thing.
Of course. According to the stipulations of the contract. Mr. Crossell, you must pay Mr.
Listen,
Chow
I had a
10
hot dog
times
and
the
mac and
original
cheese. It was
transaction
good.
price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of mistake, Miss Yanfei.
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus Jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, Smaragdus Nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
You clipped what? What did you clip?
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame me like this.
What did you clip?
I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus Jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is somehow fake? I demand to see your evidence.
This guy is way too pressed.
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question. This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery, along with stone samples and an affidavit
You
signed
are
by the
very
business
special,
owner,
Fishy.
Chateau.
You're very, very, very special.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus Jadeite and Smaragdus Nephrite. How does this prove anything? In any case, Smaragdus Nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus Jadeite. So I had him cut away the Nephrite, he returned the valuable Jadeite core to me, and some Nephrite samples remain in the store. What am I missing exactly?
That's an unsubstantiated belief.
Mateo,
your claim
keep
my
that
ore is
out
fake
of
is
here.
just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence, aren't we?
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't convince him at all. Seems like he came prepared. What should we do next?
Hard evidence, something legally binding. We have just the thing. Show him, Traveler.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal, after all. It shows that the ore inlaid on the pins is indeed Smaragdus Jadeite.
Non-special person is leaving. What do you mean?
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either. And this guy's getting more belligerent by the second.
You know, you could be right. Perhaps the hairpins are the real deal after all.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown supports my story.
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of evidence that we haven't revealed yet.
Boo-boo
Traveler,
pharmacy.
would you do the honors?
What's this?
Smaragdus Jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus Jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality and fall
Of course you are,
seriously
Fishy. Of course you're taking a shower while you're watching. I love the commitment.
ill. Mr. Crossell, were you aware of these peculiar properties of Smaragdus Jadeite?
I had no idea.
I love your commitment too, babe. Thanks for taking a piss while I'm streaming.
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item... I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait! I knew.
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus Jadeite's dangerous properties beforehand, why would you...
Huh? No, The hairpins aren't actually
laid with genuine Smaragdus Jadeite?
So
Is
he's
that
telling
what you were
us the
about to
truth
say?
now.
You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Ms. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora? Mr. Crossell,
He's
your
about
answer, please. My client and I are waiting.
He's about to go broke.
Yamp, he's seriously intimidating right now. It's like she's a different person.
Don't say waffle stumping. I know exactly what that is, and I didn't want to know about it again.
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hairpins was Smaragdus nephrite. But I'm a victim in all of this too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus Jadeite, in the hopes of turning it into a piece of jewelry that would fetch a fine price. But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I was in a constant state of agitation too. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all that money go to waste?
Yeah, how could you let all that money go to waste?
That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from Smaragdus Jadeite.
Yeah, but we caught you in your act.
I kept the real Smaragdus Jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it again. I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them out, not sell them. And then to top it all off, Jiqiao lost the hairpins after I rented them out to her.
So why did you charge her such an high rental price?
Exactly. If they weren't the real deal, why'd you make her pay so much?
I didn't want to either, but when I purchased that Smaragdus Jadeite, some of my business partners found out. I knew they'd be watching closely to see how much I could make off it. If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins, then my days in this line of business would be over.
All right, let's cut the appeals phase right there. I failed to see what bearing any of this has on your transaction with my client. According to the contract, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original price in Mora, and that is final.
10 times?
10 times, yep.
Crossell looks like he could faint any second.
Miss Rabbit has fainted. Miss Rabbit has fainted again. Look at him! He's crab crouching. He's crab crouching.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus Jadeite.
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me that much, Mora. Even if the Smaragdus Jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them. Legally or not, I think I owe some compensation for that.
Ms. Jiqiao, you...
However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus Jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead? I'll consider us even.
What? But all right then. This cursed rock's brought me enough grief as it is.
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn this Smaragdus Jadeite over to you. I trust that it will suffice as remuneration?
Well, that's not quite how the rules say this should go, but whatever. It'll do.
Okay.
Thanks so much for
No
your help
worries.
this time, Miss Yunfei. When you have the time, I'll be sure to visit and express my thanks more appropriately.
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony. Now, if I may confirm this again, Mr. Chow, have you and Mr. Crossell come to an understanding?
Well, yes, I believe we have.
Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is that so? That's good. That's good.
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I'd like to talk business for a second if I may. I could see from the hairpins you produce that you're very skilled in jewelry design. My family, on the other hand, works in the ore business, and we have a fair stock of fine ores.
Are they gonna work together?
If we could join forces...
They're working together! Oh my god.
Choice ores,
That's
I
great.
think we could do some
Congratulations!
business between us.
Let me think for a moment.
Look at them getting along.
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus Jadeite that Granny wants too. All's well that ends well, eh?
Yes, though there were some twists and turns along the way, if you ask me.
Exactly. Usually when someone tells us they've lost something, we end up searching all over the place for it. But this time, you managed to solve the problem with just a big stack of documents. Even though the solution
Who's
didn't
a child?
involve actually finding the hairpins.
Wait, who's a child? I'm confused. Who's a child? Sure, Mateo. Sure.
The right solution depends on your perspective on the problem. The objective of my client, Mr. Chow, was to reduce her liability to pay compensation. So, rather than looking high and low for some hairpins, proving that the rented item was nowhere near worth what the vendor had claimed it to be was the more efficient solution.
Can't say I've ever met an Adaptus like you before.
An Adeptus. Speaking of, you took part in that battle, didn't you? In which case, you would have heard what Granny said.
Apparently Mateo likes children. Also, you spelled his name wrong, Fishy. It's 2 T's.
Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as a legal advisor. In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today needs legal consultancy far more than it needs adeptal powers?
Paimon can think of someone who would definitely disagree with your reasoning.
I think there is more than just reason involved here, Paimon.
Well, since we got what we came for, it's time to pay Granny a visit. I bet she's been on tenterhooks for a while now.
Why did I think she said Tinder? Granny on Tinder! To be honest, I wouldn't be surprised. I really wouldn't. Why are you guys talking about loving children? What's going on? Calm down.
Ah, you've returned. How did it go? Were you able to find the Smaragdus Jadeite? Good, good. Then we have all the materials we need.
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting for me back at the office.
Oh, you. All right, then. Go see to your business. Granny should be able to handle the rest.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave you.
Oh, so we're gonna talk to you again in the future.
I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If
Not
should ever
Fishy
bump into
waffle
any trouble
stomping
with the
in the
law,
shower
come
right
find
now.
me directly. Regulars get discounts too.
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean my teapot,
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
She's like, I ain't cleaning your teapot, woman. Leave me alone. She's like, I'm out of here. Don't let me clean your dusty ass teapot. She didn't want to clean it. There's something up going on there. Oh God, I don't want to know what's wrong with that teapot that she ran away like that. I don't want to know.
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so rambunctious. Her father was hardly so riotous or fond of talking nonsense back in the day when he stood beside Rex Lapis.
A truly unique Adeptus.
Indeed she is. Liyue has changed, and the Adepti must also learn to change. Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately acquainted with the city among us all. Liyue is not the same place I once knew.
Granny, don't make me cry, woman.
All right then. Let us speak of this no more. Back on topic. I believe that I still owe you a little gift.
Oh, Paimon's so excited! How is it made?
And how long does it take?
It is but a single teapot. It shan't take long at all. Just wait here for a moment.
That's a floating teapot.
This
That is a floating
teapot
teapot.
is all yours now. Hold it firmly. If you were to drop it, oh goodness, who knows what might happen.
It would break.
Take these blueprints with you as well. You'll need them if you wish to make your teapot a little more lively inside.
Thanks, Granny.
Wait a minute, Granny. How exactly are we supposed to use this teapot?
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await you within this teapot. She will explain everything you need to know about it.
You guys are being hella weird. I have my own teapot to decorate. Oh, hell yeah. Who is the thing that I was looking at here?
Everything's
Okay. Those don't give me any adventure stuff. I can't do that. I think it's time we do one of the Archon quests. Mateo, should we do an Archon quest?
Sure.
Sure? Okay. Which one? The Dishonorable Trial or Jade Chamber Rising?
The last one you just said.
Okay. And that's just right over there, too. Oh, look. It's a glazed lily. Oh my god, it's her.
I have gathered everyone here today to make an important announcement. Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact, planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Yeah, you probably should. You kinda smashed it on top of the Vortex Beast.
Rebuild the Jade Chamber? That's a huge project.
I did not think that voice would come out of that.
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so much lately.
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in this would be a huge opportunity.
Why is he so breathy? He's like breathing all up in my soul right now.
Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contacting me to declare an interest in joining the project.
Fishy, are you possibly watching the Lorax right now?
Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust to you here today. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled. 3 key items are, however,
Mateo, are you
still
actually?
outstanding.
Mateo. Okay.
They are as follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with Plostrite, but I've never even heard of those other 2.
Only sufficiently large pieces of Plostrite, or specifically Vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float. Wonder Cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber. Adepti Sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. They are as indispensable as the mechanical core itself. Although these 3 items are rare, I trust that with your connections and capabilities, procuring them will not be a question of if, but of when. I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. I will pay a generous price for the materials that you find. And in addition, the first 3 people who collect all the materials will have the opportunity to ask me a question.
I just realized something about the last quest. The last quest took me a whole hour to finish.
You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer. I trust that this means of compensation will be to everyone's satisfaction.
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information on Liyue Harbor's development plan for next year...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Whoever gets to it first takes the market.
He's just trying to be ambitious. He's planning something. The way he said that was suspicious. I don't like that.
Haha, what a coincidence. I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some Plostrite just the other day. So excuse me all, but I have some business to do.
He just walks away like that.
Oh, no. We better move quickly, or this opportunity will be snatched away from us.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a huge deal! Let's get involved!
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested?
Can I really ask you anything at all?
Yes. Providing the question pertains to something I am knowledgeable about.
Maybe I can find out more about my brother. Yeah, maybe you should find out more about your brother, because your brother is kind of in unknown land right now.
Really? Ooh, then Paimon will ask you about how to run a business! Then we'll never be short of Mora ever again.
Paimon, you have a serious addiction to food and money. You need to calm down.
Of course. But how much information I share with you will depend on your performance. The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected as the building site. Once you have collected the materials, please take them there.
I hated that Golden House, because Golden House was where Child betrayed us, and he stabbed us in the back, basically.
I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you remember, this is a race against the clock. a rare opportunity presents itself to you,
Yeah, you would.
do not let somebody else snatch it from your grasp.
You so would, Fishy. You would so be in jail.
We better get going.
Not within the first 20 minutes, within the first 5 seconds.
First, we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace. Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Yeah, it's called Fishy Boys in my chat.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement contest Lady Ningguang has set up. As it happens, we have some information about the materials that I really think might interest you. Come on, let's find somewhere a little more private. We can get down to brass tacks.
No, I don't need it.
Ah, don't be like that. Hey, come on! Don't go! Why don't you stand there after her?
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, okay. They're harassing this lady. That poor lady.
Did you hear that? They said they had some useful information.
Useful information.
Information's just what we need
Bring
right
me
now.
over there.
Let's follow them and see what we can find out.
They went this way, but I don't know where they went. Where did these people go? Doesn't even tell me where they are. I can't. Oh, I can't continue it. Oh, okay. Well, I think now is about the time to end the stream, don't you think? I've been streaming for over an hour now. I think it's time.
I gotta get a shower. My hair is like bad.
Okay, well, say goodbye to the stream first.
Goodbye. Have a good night or afternoon or
Yeah, what he said. Listen to the wise, handsome man called my boyfriend. The big T.
Big T says goodbye.
I hope all of you enjoyed the stream. I know it was a little bit laggy on stream. I don't know how to fix that just yet.
I'll help you later.
You'll help me later. So, bye guys.
Time for you to say
Goodbye.
goodbye.